In the previous session, we have learnt about how the real situation problem can be modeled under OR, the basis for its classification, analyze the behavior of the system to improve its performance, and classify the models according to its structure. Learning objectives of this session: classification of OR models by its purpose, classification of OR models by nature of environment, and we study classification of OR models by behavior. After these sessions, students will be able to understand how models can be classified by purpose of its utility, how models can be classified by nature of environment, and classification of models according to time horizon, that is behavior. Now let us discuss classification by purpose. The purpose of a model may be descriptive, predictive, or prescriptive. Descriptive models describe some aspects of situation based on observations, survey, questionnaire results, or other available data. These models try to define the functional relationships and interactions between various operations. The organizational chart, pie diagram, and layout plan describe the feature of their respective systems. In the last slide, we have seen what is descriptive models. Now let us look into predictive models. The predictive models predict the behavior of the system. For example, based on the survey results, television networks attempt to explain and predict the election results before all the votes are actually counted. Prescriptive models. When a predictive model has been repeatedly successful, it can be used to prescribe a source of action. For example, linear programming is prescriptive model because it prescribes what the managers ought to do. Now let us learn how models are classified by nature of environment. The deterministic models. This type of models assume conditions of complete certainty and perfect knowledge. For example, linear programming, transportation, and assignment models are deterministic type of models. The probabilistic or stochastic models. These types of models usually handle such situation in which the consequences or payoff of managerial actions cannot be predicted with certainty. However, it is possible to forecast a pattern of events based on which managerial decisions can be made. For example, insurance companies are willing to insure against risk of fire, accidents, sickness, and so on. Let us learn the classification of models by behavior. Based on the behavior, the models can be classified into two types: static and dynamic. Static models. These models do not consider the impact of changes that takes place during the planning horizon. That is, they are independent of time. Also, in a static model, only one decision is needed for the duration of given time period. In these models, cause and effect occur almost simultaneously and time lag between the two is zero. They are easier to formulate, manipulate, and solve. Another type of model classified by behavior is dynamic model. In this model, time is considered as one of the important variables and admit the impact of changes generated by time. Also, not only one but a series of interdependent decisions is required during the planning horizon. Now, at the end of this session, we have understood how modeling is carried out in operations research based on the characteristics, classification of models by purpose, classification of models by nature of environment, and how models are classified by behavior, that is time horizon.